Before leaving the country, the goddess gave me a sweet candy as a gift from Mr. Sweet. Everyone laughed at me, saying my love was cheap. It wasn't until many years later that I accidentally opened that sweet candy and discovered the secret hidden inside. Sam realized this at 3 a.m., finally finishing the last photo. After delivering the photos to the client, he seemed very satisfied, promising to come back again next time. Sam rubbed his aching wrist and opened the chat group with Jen at the top. This group was Lily's first fan group, which Sam had joined right from the beginning. He could be considered an old member, having watched this group grow from just a few people initially, constantly increasing, and then exploding in member count, forming Group 2, Group 3, until now, perhaps even several hundred groups wouldn't be enough. After many years of striving, Lily was no longer a small, obscure girl in the entertainment industry, but the most famous actress today. Countless people were going crazy for her. Even late at night, the chat group was still very lively. Suddenly, someone said, "Oh my God, everyone, hurry up and watch HS. I'm going crazy. I'm stupid. If you don't watch, you'll regret it." Sam was a little curious and used his phone to open HS. He thought it would be like usual, with clips of Lily's divine acting flooding HS. But a small line of text on HS caught his eye. Lily and Kai kissing at the movie set. Video leaked. The chat group erupted at this moment. Is this Lily's first on-screen kiss? Why weren't kissing scenes always covered by camera angles before? Why break the rule this time? Because this time, she's acting with Kai. Kai, who she's liked for so long. Lily must have been moved. Oh my God. They kissed so passionately. Sam stared at the two people kissing on the screen, thinking to himself, wow, so exciting. The camera angle didn't show Lily's full face, only her slender jawline and the expression of both pain and joy on Kai's face. Actually, Lily used to have small canine teeth. When she sat in front of Sam and talked to him back then, her canine teeth would be revealed, looking very cute. But after entering the entertainment industry, these canine teeth limited her acting career, so she had them filed down. Sam knew about this and felt genuinely regretful, feeling that she had changed, no longer like the Lily in his memories. But clearly, her decision was right. Because from then on, her acting career became increasingly broad. She constantly honed her acting skills and finally won an Oscar last year, becoming a movie queen. Sam stared at the screen. Even though the camera was so close to her, he really couldn't see those small canine teeth anymore. He exited the video, logged out of his account. This account had been with him for many years. The only star he followed was Lily. But now, logging out, he felt no reluctance at all. Actually, Sam also didn't expect himself to silently follow Lily for so long. Because initially, he really disliked her. Back then, it was probably in elementary or middle school. A new family moved in next door, bringing a little girl. From that day on, every afternoon, the little girl would play ball downstairs. Sam sat by the window drawing, and the sound of the ball bouncing, thump-thump, made him annoyed and restless. Suddenly one day, while drawing, he heard a thump sound, along with a shout. It turned out the ball had been thrown by the little girl onto a tree and got stuck on a branch, unable to fall down. Sam grabbed a stick, opened the window, reached out, and poked the ball down, giving it to the little girl. The little girl received the ball, blankly staring at him like an idiot. Sam immediately closed the window and drew the curtains. But from then on, the ball would always get thrown onto the tree by the little girl, and Sam was forced to stop drawing and help the little girl get the ball down. To Sam, childhood Lily was really annoying. Sleeping in, Sam woke up to find breakfast already made by his mother. He sat at the table, picked up a piece of toast, and ate. His mother was still nagging as always. You're 27 years old now. You're at this age, and you have to face the problem that most people can't avoid, being urged to marry. Look at you. When you were in school, Mom didn't let you date. But now how old are you? You've never even been in love once. What kind of state is that? Today, Aunt Wang next door carried a chubby grandson. I don't know when I'll get to hold a grandchild. Every day you just stay at home, facing the computer. What do you think? You should go out and meet people more. Your aunt introduced you to a very good girl, beautiful and well-educated. Go meet her next week. Okay. Sam chewed the toast, chewing slower and slower. Friends of his generation were all married and having children, but Sam, at 27, had never even been in love. The intimate interactions between couples, for him, seemed like another world. In his head, the video he saw yesterday unconsciously flashed by. He shook his head and dismissed it. Sam looked at his mother and smiled. Okay, Mom, Send me her WeChat ID later. His mother, who had been talking nonstop, heard him say this, and the words got stuck in her throat. Then she looked at him as if she had seen the sun rise in the west, and a radiant smile bloomed on her face. You must be gentle with her. Don't be so cold. Actually, Sam's personality wasn't cold, just very quiet. Most of the time, he was at home silently drawing. Back then, Lily threw the ball onto the tree every day. Once, thump, the ball hit the window glass, shattering it, scaring him to death. She ran over to apologize to him, tears still wet on her face. Sam angrily told her, "Don't play there anymore." She seemed to be struck and really didn't play ball there anymore. Sam also didn't see her for a very long time. It was a long time later that he learned she had moved, no longer living there. Actually, Sam had never told her that throwing the ball onto the tree had bothered his drawing, but only at that time did he temporarily forget his parents arguing in the living room. At that time, they were afraid that arguing would upset Sam, so they kept him in his room all day. Outside, Lily was playing ball downstairs. Sam's world was only drawing, but she quickly left, and Sam didn't even know her name. Sam added the WeChat of the girl he was set up with, exchanged a few social pleasantries, and arranged to meet next week. Then, he sorted out all the autographed photos of Lily he had collected over the years, put them in a box, planning to sell them cheaply. His mother saw it and sighed. Really didn't expect you to be a fan of idols, and for so long. Apart from his mother, not many people knew Sam liked Lily, but even his mother didn't know that Sam was not pursuing the star Lily. He just liked the person she was. After Lily moved, Sam thought he would never see her again. So when he met Lily again, he was really surprised. At that time, Sam went to high school to complete the enrollment procedures. After putting away his luggage, he asked a classmate for directions. The classmate pointed, "Turn left." Sam turned his head and immediately saw her leaning against a tree, dozing off. He was really amazed at his memory. Even though she had changed compared to when she was in elementary school, he still recognized her at first glance, thanks to the mole on the bridge of her nose. Over the years, she was the only one he knew with a mole there. Looking at her for a few seconds, Sam felt extremely awkward, wanting to say hello, but also feeling it was unnecessary. He didn't even know her name. It had been so long, she must have forgotten him long ago. Suddenly, she opened her eyes. Their eyes met. Sam instinctively turned his face away, even though he didn't know why he did that. Then, in his peripheral vision, he saw her walking towards him, getting closer and closer, then brushed past each other. At that moment, Sam didn't know what he felt. She really didn't remember him. This was also normal. Long time no see. Sam heard a faint voice beside him. He froze, turned his head, and found she had linked arms with another girl, walking and laughing. Sam thought that sentence wasn't for him, and there was no need to be presumptuous. Perhaps he and she were really destined to be in the same class. She sat behind him. It was also at this time that Sam knew her name was Lily. Her legs were always too long for the seat, so she stretched them under the desk. Sam would occasionally bump into them, very much aware of her presence. Because they had to pass homework assignments, they gradually became acquainted. Sam liked to draw. She always called him artist. She said he drew very beautifully, and if he drew long-form comics, she would definitely follow them. But later, Sam's left hand could no longer hold a pen to draw. His dream of drawing also vanished. Later, she went abroad to study. After returning to the country, she became a big star, out of reach. No one called him that anymore. Sam thought that by logging out of his one account and no longer following her, he could make Lily disappear from his world. But looking at the WeChat message, Sam suddenly didn't know whether to laugh or cry. Kai was his high school classmate and also his WeChat friend. After learning that Lily, the school beauty back then, had become famous, he went crazy searching for her information. Knowing that Sam also admired Lily, he treated Sam even more like a confidant. Therefore, even if Sam didn't log into his account anymore, Kai would still find him and bombard him with messages. "Have you seen their latest promotional video?" He sent the promotional video. Sam's fingers froze. Lily had always been clean for so many years since her debut. This was the first time she had an affair rumor with a male actor she was acting with. Actually, Sam didn't open the video, but the still image paused at a moment where Lily was looking into the camera, answering a reporter's question, while Kai was looking at her with eyes full of love. A perfect match made in heaven. Kai was the school heartthrob in high school. He was originally good at literature, but chose science stream for Lily. He was bad at singing, dancing, and acting, and it was also for Lily that this proud young master ventured into the entertainment industry. When netizens found photos of the two of them in high school, everyone said they were still in love now. The most famous was probably the photo taken during the school's art performance. Kai injured his knee, and Lily, the host, carried him off stage. The camera paused at this moment. Netizens said all idol dramas paled in comparison to this moment. Snapping out of his memories, Sam perfunctorily replied to Kai a few times, telling him that he didn't use that account anymore. Kai asked, "Why? Have you stopped being a fan?" Sam thought for a moment, then said, "People always have to return to reality. Before, she was so close to me, at a distance that I could reach with just a hand. But now, to me, she is far away in the sky. I can't always rely on those memories to live. I also have to find my own happiness." At this moment, the phone suddenly showed a message. Sam thought it was the girl he was set up with, but it turned out to be a client of his. He said there was a large, urgent order for tomorrow, asking if Sam would take it. After his left hand was injured, Sam couldn't hold a pen to draw anymore, and could only practice using his right hand to become right-handed. Occasionally, he would take some photo editing orders to earn extra income. But now, the order given to him, the subject that needed editing, was Lily. Although Sam really wanted to avoid it, people always have to bow their heads to reality. For the high pay, he accepted the order. He looked at the photos of Lily sent to him and fell into a daze. He had to admit that Lily's beauty was top-notch, rare in the world. Facing this original photo, as beautiful as an already edited photo, Sam didn't know what to edit anymore. Helpless, he could only grit his teeth and take a gamble, staying up all night using the most perfunctory photo editing technique in his life to complete the task. After sending the photos, he found the group chat was exploding again. This was the Class 11 track group, which had been silent for many years after graduation, but now it was constantly showing new message notifications. Sam clicked in and found that the class monitor was proposing a class reunion. Everyone was immediately excited in the group chat, inviting each other. "Sam, are you going?" Sam thought for a moment and nodded. "Going. Staying at home is also boring." Messages kept popping up. A message caught his eye, making him frown. It turned out someone had tagged Lily, the big star. "Are you going?" Instantly, everyone was in an uproar. "She has 20 million fans on WA. How could she see our small chat group?" The class monitor said, "I've sent her a private message. She said she's too busy and can't come." Someone echoed, "Haha, if Lily comes, I'll eat my phone." Sam thought, "That's right. She's busy with a million things. How could she have time to come to this small class reunion?" But in the flowing messages, Lily suddenly appeared. She only said one word, "Going." Instantly, the whole group went silent, followed by messages like a fountain erupting. There were quite a few fans of Lily in the group, so everyone was extremely surprised. The class monitor even said, "Oh my God, amazing. Didn't you just say you weren't going?" Sam had to admit that after so much time, seeing her message, he was still affected emotionally. He wanted to open her chat window, say a few words to her, say anything. Anyway, this was probably the closest moment he had been to her in so long. But he still hesitated. It was also at this moment that the client messaged him. He said, "The boss is very satisfied with the photos you edited. The money has been transferred." Sam opened it to check, and it was even more than the agreed-upon fee, a full $1,000, really startling him. The client said, "It's extra from the boss. Just take it." Sam hesitated slightly, thinking to himself, could his boss be Lily? She was so busy, photo editing should be handled by her manager. But immediately after, the client sent him a WeChat ID, saying, "This is the boss's personal account, asking you to add it. Next time, the boss will directly contact you." Sam's eyebrows twitched. Now he was completely sure who his boss was. Because that WeChat profile picture was white, no name, only one word, Lily. Should he add her? At the moment she was caught in an affair rumor, at the moment he finally wanted to let go, hesitating, a small red dot suddenly appeared on his contact list. Unexpectedly, she had proactively added him first. Sam felt his heart clench, and finally, he still clicked, accept. Almost as soon as he accepted the friend request, he saw the typing status in the notification bar. Sam held his phone and waited for a long time. Finally, she messaged, "You really want to come to the class reunion?" Really didn't expect the first sentence after so many years of contact to be so strange. Sam was a little confused, thinking to himself, "I already said it in the group chat. Why is she still asking?" Could it be to find a topic to talk about? He replied, yeah. After a pause, she said, see you next week. Sam said, see you next week. Thinking for a moment, he didn't know what else to say. He wanted to say goodbye, but stopped. She said, good night. Actually, back in high school, every time at the end of a conversation, Sam would say, I'm going to sleep. She would say, good night. He had even fantasized that maybe she liked him a little bit, but he knew the biggest delusion in this world was thinking someone liked you. Sam arrived at the class reunion very early. He heard that the dining location was chosen by Lily at a private club with a very spacious and quiet atmosphere. As soon as he entered, Kai enthusiastically waved at him, telling him to sit next to him. Hearing that Lily was coming to this class reunion, Kai had been looking forward to it for a long time. Sitting down, Sam saw a sweet candy on the plate, a familiar brand, making his heart tighten. He couldn't help but think, is this prepared by Lily? She still remembered that back in high school, Sam's academic pressure was very high, and the homeroom teacher didn't allow snacks, but Sam always hid a few sweet candies in his bag, sour and sweet. Lily saw it and laughed at him, saying only children like to eat this kind of thing, but she bought a bunch and put them in her drawer, secretly hiding sweet candies in Sam's books every time. Kai saw Sam's gaze. He knew Sam liked to eat this kind of sweet candy, so he leaned closer and said, Sam, this isn't specially prepared for you by Lily, is it? To be honest, I used to ship you too. Sam felt warmth in his heart, but suddenly the sweet candy on the table was taken away. That person used slender fingers to tear open the candy wrapper, casually put it in his mouth, and smiled at Sam. Still sour and sweet. Lily still likes to buy these cheap things to please people. The person was Jake. After all, he was also a star now. Seeing him suddenly appear here, everyone was stunned. Jake looked around and laughed. What's wrong? Not welcoming me. Although he wasn't a student of their Class 11 track, he was, after all, a famous school heartthrob far and wide. Everyone didn't dare to chase him away. A wave of, oh, rang out. Everyone was excitedly asking, where's Lily? Why hasn't she come yet? But Sam stared at the candy wrapper thrown on the ground by Jake, his face slightly pale. That's mine. It was on my plate. What's wrong with me putting it on your plate? The faint, cool scent of rose perfume wafted over. Lily was standing next to Sam, saying to Jake, what does me buying candy have to do with you? Sitting in the karaoke room, Sam looked at everyone gathered together, the singing echoing throughout the room, still a little dreamy. At that time, after Lily finished saying that sentence, Jake didn't know what to say, his face very unpleasant. Lily didn't pay attention, just lowered her head and glanced at Sam, then walked away. In the moment they brushed past, Sam heard that familiar sentence again, long time no see. This time, it was probably said to him. She took something out of her pocket and put it on Sam's plate. It was a sweet candy. Jake leaned closer to Sam's ear and whispered, those two are definitely fake. Could it be written nonsense by marketing accounts? Someone beside them said, they must be having a lover's quarrel. Aren't couples all like this? They haven't even gone public yet. This kind of thing will happen sooner or later. Sam's hand slowly clenched, then loosened. Then Lily came back and sat in the empty seat next to Sam. Sam didn't talk to her either. After eating, someone suggested going to karaoke. The whole group went a kooky karaoke. Now she was sitting in the center of everyone. They were playing Truth or Dare, the atmosphere very lively. Sam sat beside them watching, occasionally smiling, not participating. The wine bottle on the table spun around, finally pointing at Lily. Lily helplessly raised her hand and said, Truth. Everyone had a lot of gossip they wanted to hear about Lily, and instantly became noisy. Finally, they sent Kai, Lily's diehard fan, to ask. Kai, despite just witnessing Lily's coldness towards Jake, still asked, School beauty? I remember back in high school, you had someone you liked. Is that person here? In his peripheral vision, Sam saw Jake instinctively sit up straight. Lily was silent for a moment. Sam lowered his head and only heard her say, yes. Immediately, everyone was excited. Everyone looked towards Jake. Sam also looked over and saw the undisguised joy on Jake's face. Undeniably, no matter how hard he tried to appear indifferent, Sam still felt a little jealous of him. Raising his eyes, Sam accidentally met Lily's gaze. Everyone was looking at Jake. She was only looking at Sam. Sam was slightly stunned, instinctively touching his face, feeling like there was something on his face. Very quickly, the wine bottle on the table spun again and pointed at Lily again. This time, it was a male student who asked. He wasn't a fan of Lily and didn't like gossip, just randomly found a question online and read it out. Please tell me, what is the most precious and heartfelt gift you have ever given to someone? The room fell silent for a moment. Actually, Sam was also very curious and wanted to know what Lily had given Jake. Lily turned her face away. Under the dim light, her ears were actually slightly red. In the silence, Jake beside them suddenly yelled out, "Oh, school beauty, you're really shy." A group of people chimed in. Definitely. No doubt about it. When's the wedding? Under the light, Jake's expression was somewhat stiff. He forced a smile and said for Lily, "This is a new question. This round is considered a pass." He evaded it just like that. Sam noticed Lily looking at him again, even pursing her lips. At this moment, Sam really felt uncomfortable, like being stung by a bee. She seemed to be trying to get some response from him, but what response could he give? He could only bless them. Sam saw it was late and didn't plan to stay any longer, so he made an excuse to go home. His home was actually not far from here, about a half-hour walk, going through a dark alley. Sam raised his head and looked at the full moon hanging high in the sky. There was a night with a moon in his life that he really wanted to see, but could never see again. Later, he looked up at the moon countless times, but still couldn't remember what the moon that night looked like. Suddenly, a series of rustling sounds echoed in the silent alley. "Artist?" A voice called him. In his memory, not many people called him that. Sam turned his head with a hint of difficult-to-detect expectation, but when he saw the face of that person, his heart seemed to fall into an abyss. Jake, his nightmare, was standing behind him, his face gloomy, looking at Sam's left hand, the corner of his mouth twitching up. "Can you still draw with your left hand now?" "Thanks to someone's blessing." He raised his left arm. For some reason, that person's left hand had been cut off by a knife, no longer having a hand. He was living worse than death. Jake stepped towards Sam step by step, like a devil from hell. Didn't he move away? Why is he here? Sam hurriedly ran backwards, but just like that night, Jake was like an octopus, clinging to him. This gangster's strength was still so great. His cold hand pressed against Sam's cheek. Sam was so scared he trembled. Just when Sam fell into despair, Jake was suddenly pulled away by someone and thrown to the side. Seeing that person in an instant, Lily had pinned Jake to the ground, punching him, every punch using all her strength. Sam saw Jake gradually gasping for breath and became more and more panicked. He pulled Lily back, stopping her. "Stop. Don't hit him anymore. You've made a mistake like this before." Lily stopped moving, glaring fiercely at Jake, saying, "If you ever appear near him again, I'll kill you." Jake heard this and slunk away. Sam was still standing there, terrified. Lily walked over, gently taking Sam's hand. Sam looked at her intently. Because she was too emotional just now, her eyes were slightly red, but when she looked at Sam, they were full of gentleness and concern, as if Sam was her only one. "Lily is so good, why can't she be mine?" On the way back, Lily walked with him. The moonlight, like water, shone on her body, almost blending into one. Lily said, "I thought you went to the bathroom, and then found you were gone, so I came out to find you." After a pause, she said, "If only I could have come a little earlier, that would have been good. Then you wouldn't have been hurt, even just a little bit." Sam buried his face in his collar, saying, "No, thank you. You came very timely." Lily seemed to be stunned, hearing this. After a moment, she reacted and self-deprecatingly laughed. "If only I could have been timely back then too. That would have been good." "Your hand wouldn't." She didn't finish the sentence. Sam's left hand suddenly twitched twice. The old pain surged up. Sam forced a smile and said, "It's okay. I'm used to it now." Sam felt like he really didn't know how to talk, because after saying this sentence, they fell into silence again, only hearing the wind blowing through the rustling leaves. Sam looked at the full moon hanging high, secretly wishing in his heart, hoping this road home could be a little longer, a little longer. But no matter what, this road had an end point. She took him to downstairs of his building. Sam stopped, looking at her. If only time could go back, that would be good. If only time could stop, that would be good. If only you liked me, that would be good. But there were no if-onlys. Sam buried his face deeper into his collar, slowly going upstairs. When he turned on the balcony light, Lily was still looking this way. As if seeing the light turn on, she was relieved and turned to leave. Sam looked at her back, and a feeling he had never had before suddenly surged up in his heart. He yelled loudly, "Lily!" He waved at her loudly, "Goodbye." He knew that next time he heard news of her, it would probably be news of her and Kai getting married. But he still sincerely wished her happiness. A few days later, a video went viral on HS. It turned out to be the content of Lily's Truth or Dare game at Kooky Karaoke that day, recorded and posted online. The celebrity almost publicly admitted her relationship, causing countless shippers to go crazy. There were even netizens who checked Lily's ID number on the official website of a ring brand that was said to be only purchasable once in a lifetime. It turned out that on her 18th birthday, she had bought this ring. And what really pushed the noise to its peak was none other than Kai publicly becoming the brand ambassador for that ring and posting Onwa, wearing the ring, with the caption, "I've worn it." That afternoon, Sam sat in front of the computer, stunned for a while, then moved his left hand, logging back into that account. But unexpectedly, as soon as he logged in, someone found him. He didn't know this person, at most could be considered an online friend during the time he wasn't online. He had been messaging him continuously. Seeing that Sam didn't reply, he asked, "Are you not playing WoW anymore now?" When Lily first debuted, Sam registered this WoW account, only following Lily. Unexpectedly, in just a few days, this stranger followed him. He messaged Sam, asking, "Do you like Lily? If not, why only follow Lily?" At that time, Sam didn't want to talk too much about his private affairs with strangers, and also saw that WoW automatically followed dozens of marketing accounts for him. So he cautiously said, "Who is Lily?" He seemed to be silent for a long time, but also didn't unfollow him. After that, he would still occasionally message Sam, and if Sam was in a good mood, he would reply. Just like that, they maintained this ambiguous relationship for a few years. Thinking for a moment, Sam said to this person, "This account, I plan to delete it. Farewell, see you again." Sam thought it would take him a long time to be seen, but unexpectedly, he replied almost instantly, "Why? Are you not chasing Lily anymore?" After being acquainted for so long, Sam occasionally reposted information related to Lily, so he also knew Sam was following Lily. Sam joked with him, "She's gone public with her boyfriend. Turns out Lily will also like someone. I thought she wouldn't be moved by anyone anymore." Sam didn't expect that after saying this sentence, that person would send a string of exclamation marks. Sam felt a little strange. Talking for so long, he rarely revealed his emotions like this. He must also be someone in the entertainment industry, considered a fan of Lily. He had once screenshotted his personal page on social media for Sam to see. All of them were Lily's acting reviews, Lily's film analysis articles, each one getting countless likes, without any affair rumors in the entertainment industry. Therefore, Sam said Lily had gone public with her boyfriend. Maybe he didn't know this news. The hand planning to delete the account paused. Sam thought, "Oh well, silently following Lily for 6 or 7 years, at least leave something behind, like this online friend who has never met but is very compatible." But Sam didn't expect that a few hours later, a video of Lily participating in a variety show was leaked. Originally, important guests had signed confidentiality agreements, but unexpectedly, it was leaked. In the video, Lily sat in the middle of the sofa, playing with a soda can keychain. Her close friend in the entertainment industry jokingly asked her, "That ring of yours, who is it ultimately for?" Netizens are all guessing it's a brand ambassador or something. Lily's left hand twitched, saying, "He's not someone in our industry." Sam saw the comments immediately explode. After all, Kai wearing a ring on was real. Everyone defaulted to him being the nation's brother-in-law. Unexpectedly, now Lily personally denied it, saying, "Not someone in the industry." This was no different from publicly slapping Kai in the face. That friend also continued to press, "At that time, you were only 18 years old. At that age, didn't you usually like to give other gifts? Why did you think of giving a ring to someone?" Lily lowered her head, stroking the soda can keychain that had just fallen off, saying, "During lunchtime naps, I liked to rest my arm on his shoulder. At that time, my hand was very close to his desk. That day, he pulled down the soda can keychain and accidentally put it on my ring finger. At that time, I thought, my hand is missing a real ring. In the future, I must let him personally put it on my hand. As long as he can put a ring on my finger, I will be able to keep him by my side for life." As soon as this video came out, netizens were paralyzed. War god of romance officially fell. Before you die, love someone like this. Before you die, love someone like this. But at the same time, Kai's previous ring-wearing act also caused a wave of backlash. Countless netizens quickly flooded his wall. Kai, your acting is really, this time you've deceived me. So funny. Don't do it again next time, or I'll kill you, fake. Kai hurriedly deleted the ring-wearing with that night, and also set it so that non-followers couldn't comment. The Ring brand immediately announced the termination of his brand ambassador status. After all, they initially wanted to borrow Kai to ride on Lily's coattails. Everyone knew that clearly. Before and after, less than 3 days, it could be said to be the shortest brand ambassador in history, enough to be recorded in the history books of the entertainment industry. Online, storms raged. Kai came to find Sam, asking if Sam knew who the boy Lily was talking about was. Sam honestly said, "It's been too long. I don't remember clearly." Perhaps because he had watched too many marketing videos of Lily and Kai being sweet, Sam was quite surprised by Lily's almost severing ties with Kai this time. Kai frowned, as if his mind was in a mess, saying, "Strange, I have a vague impression, but I can't remember." Then he shook his head, mumbled to himself, and left. But Sam's life was still not peaceful. Initially, there were troll accounts saying malicious and vicious things to him. Very quickly, Sam knew who he was. Jake came to threaten him again, telling him to go to the rooftop alone tonight and wait for him. Otherwise, he would make Sam regret it for life. Facing this nightmare that had haunted him for many years, Sam asked him, "Why me?" On the phone, he coldly laughed twice. "Who told you that you were the one Lily took a fancy to?" He still resented the events of that year. But he couldn't do anything to Lily, who had become famous, so he could only come to harass Sam. Although Sam had prepared himself for all of Jake's revenge tactics, when he opened his phone and saw the news flooding the internet, he was still stunned. Jake had posted their chat logs, in which he described Sam as a philandering man who liked to flirt with women, and also said Lily was deceived by Sam, willingly taking action to beat him, her official boyfriend, accompanied by the video of Lily beating him that night. These kinds of exposing news appeared online every day, but this time because it involved Lily, it was immediately pushed to HS. And what pushed the matter to escalate was none other than Jake raising his severed left arm, saying it was Lily who harmed him. "Lily caused my left hand to be cut off by a machine." Instantly, the whole internet was in an uproar. The image Lily had always presented was taciturn but very polite. Who would have thought she would cripple someone's left hand in an instant? She suffered a massive image collapse. Everyone said she was a murderer with a distorted psychology. Unknowingly, the video of Kai and Lily filming a kissing scene was also pushed up. Kai was implicitly saying Anwa, "Actually, after filming that scene, I went back to brush my teeth. Now I'm starting to be afraid of my tongue being cut off by someone." Kai was furious, telling Sam, Kai is because he was slapped in the face by Lily last time, realizing he has no chance with Lily, so he hates her. So whenever there's something, he tries his best to discredit her. Lily's personal studio immediately issued a press release, not at all politely saying, "Mr. Kai, you really should brush your teeth." After all, the stand-in for that scene ate garlic chives before filming, accompanied by a picture of a plate of garlic chives. At the same time, another camera angle was also released. It was also at this time that everyone suddenly realized that the person filming that scene with him was not Lily, but only a stand-in with a jawline similar to hers. And in another camera angle, the garlic chives stuck to the stand-in's chin could be clearly seen. Therefore, his expression of both pain and joy at that time also had an explanation. But Lily's image was still continuously declining. The news smearing Sam, as long as he turned off his phone, he wouldn't see it anymore. But what about Lily? What should Lily do? This was her career. Sam opened Lily's WeChat chat window, asking her. Lily didn't care at all, and even said to Sam, "It's okay. Netizens are all focusing their firepower on me. You'll be fine now." Instantly, Sam froze in place. It turned out that the reason why the rumors about him were getting fewer and fewer, while the public opinion targeting Lily was getting more and more intense, was because she deliberately did it. But Sam didn't want to always hide behind her back. He picked up his phone and photographed all the evidence that could refute Jake. Luckily, the recording of Jake threatening him that year was still saved in his phone's cloud, not yet deleted. Then, he rummaged through the house, finding no shortage of things that would definitely be useful. When pulling open the last drawer of his desk, due to using too much force, clatter, something fell to the ground. Sam bent down and picked it up. A sweet candy lay quietly in the palm of his hand. For 3 years of high school, Lily had given him countless sweet candies, but only this one, he could never bear to open it. because from then on, they were separated for 7 years. Actually, Sam didn't know when Jake started paying attention to him. Every time Sam passed through the small street behind the school, Jake was always there, leading a group of female students, looking at Sam and laughing loudly. He was a student from the vocational school next door, the boss of those people. Intuition told Sam that the further away from this kind of person, the better. Although occasionally he would block Sam's way, pull his clothes, pull his hair, Sam would always endure it. But when he climbed over the wall to the school to find Sam, Sam was always worried and uneasy. He cornered Sam against the wall, his tone provocative, asking Sam, "Do you want to date?" Sam used the excuse that high school students were not allowed to date to refuse. He looked Sam up and down, twitching his lips, saying, "Then wait until you graduate." "I can wait." If it was said that at that time, although he was a bit gangster-like, he was still respectful and had limits towards Sam. When did things start to change? In Sam's memory, it was on that day. Lily finished playing badminton and draped her jacket over Sam, asking Sam to put it on his desk and bring it back for her. On the way back, Sam passed through a small quiet forest, not a soul in sight, only hearing his own heartbeat. Sam also didn't know why. He couldn't help but lower his head and sniff the jacket lightly. Lily's unique scent enveloped him. Then, suddenly, footsteps sounded. Sam turned his head and immediately saw Jake standing behind him. His eyes were as cold as ice, as if wanting to pierce through Sam. Sam suddenly realized what he had done, couldn't help but clench Lily's jacket tightly. Just about to explain, his words were like a bucket of cold water poured straight over his head, so disgusting. No one had ever said that to Sam. Sam was stunned in place, not knowing what to do. From then on, his harassment became more and more excessive. He tore Sam's clothes, tore off Sam's buttons, but evading again and again. In the end, Sam still couldn't escape. That day was Lily's 18th birthday party. She invited many classmates, including Sam. Sam was very happy about this. She arranged for Sam to wait for her downstairs at his building, and she would take him there. But that afternoon, when Sam was waiting downstairs, Jake arrived first. He saw Sam's attire and said that disgusting sentence again. Sam turned to run and was immediately surrounded by several people, forced into a dark corridor. This building had been sealed off, so the house was full of dust. No one ever came here. Several people held Sam tightly. His hand roughly reached down. In the struggle, Sam touched a knife in his trouser pocket. He had been following Sam for so long. Sam always carried it in his bag. At that time, Sam thought, either I kill him first and then commit suicide, or directly commit suicide here. Then kill him first then. But Sam's furtive action was still discovered by him. He only managed to scratch a small line on his back. He coldly laughed, snatched the knife, and stabbed towards Sam. The extreme anger had burned his eyes red. Sam instinctively raised his hand to block. Light flashed, blood spurted out like an arrow, splashing all over his face. At this time, those few people seemed to have just come to their senses, clatter, throwing the knife to the ground, trembling and running away. Everything afterwards was like a dream. Someone found Sam and took him to the hospital. His mother came, crying nonstop by his bedside. His father, who had still been arguing loudly with him last month, had passed away in a car accident. Now, his son's left hand was crippled. After the surgery was completed, 3 months before the college entrance exam, Sam completed the procedures to suspend his studies. His mother hired a lawyer, planning to sue him, but his family agreed to compensate a large sum of money on the condition of out-of-court settlement. Sam had always been a good child at home, so he knew his father's car accident. They had to compensate the other party more than $100,000. Now his mother was also sick, and he had to have surgery. He knew how much his family was short of money. Even his father's ashes were still placed in the funeral home, not yet brought home because his family didn't have money to hold a funeral. Sam looked at the bright moon in the sky, swaying his legs. "Mom, let's not sue. For Dad's funeral, please invite many people to attend." Dad liked liveliness. His mother looked at Sam intently, and finally tears flowed down her face. While others were preparing for the college entrance exam, Sam locked himself in the hospital room day after day. Clearly, last month, he still wanted to apply to an art school in the South. Lily would also go to that city. Sam thought after graduation, maybe he would confess to her. But why did everything suddenly become nothingness? Before the college entrance exam, Sam met someone he didn't expect. Lily. Clearly, Sam had told her, telling her to focus on preparing for the exam and come after the exam. But she still climbed through the window to come. The little girl from back then had grown up, no longer throwing balls, but already knew how to climb through windows to find him. She asked Sam, "Does your hand still hurt?" Sam looked at the hand that had been unwrapped, saying, "It doesn't hurt." Actually, it still hurt a little, but he didn't want her to worry about him. She clenched her hands tightly, saying, "You didn't tell me. I accidentally completed the procedures to suspend my studies, using the excuse that my left hand was sprained due to an accident." Anyway, his mother also didn't want his matter to be exposed. Sam looked at Lily's face, suddenly realizing it seemed like it couldn't be hidden anymore. But being hospitalized for so long, it was normal for it not to be hidden. Sam advised her to go back to sleep early. After all, tomorrow was the college entrance exam, the exam she had strived for 3 years for. She sat down on the windowsill in the hospital room, leaning against the wall, saying, "It's okay." Then Sam also became sleepy and drowsy, asking her, "What are you looking at?" Late at night, the wind was cold, and the moonlight shone on her body. She said, looking at the moon. Sam really couldn't hold on anymore, and fell asleep. If he had known that was the last time he would see her, then that day, he would definitely not sleep. He would definitely sit beside her, watching the moon with her. But afterwards, the sun rose, and his moonlight also faded. Lily didn't participate in the college entrance exam. The news Sam received about her was that she was taken away by the police. On the day of the college entrance exam, the vocational school was on holiday. She believed Jake's lie that Lily crippling his left hand caused him to never be able to hold heavy objects again. That day, waking up on the windowsill, she didn't leave anything for Sam, only that small sweet candy. Afterwards, they reached an out-of-court settlement. Because Jake's family wanted Sam's family to withdraw the lawsuit, they paid a large sum of money, leading to the break in their capital chain. Lily went abroad. Jake moved to another city. From then on, there was no more news. After his hand healed, Sam returned to school. Because he couldn't take the science stream anymore, he could only restudy the humanities subjects, and finally got into an ordinary university. Sam, an ordinary person, finally sank into the sea of people, just like countless people around him, looking up at that big star. Actually, recalling the old events, for a timid person like Sam, it wasn't not cruel. But just thinking that this was done for Lily, Sam seemed to have more courage to move forward. He logged into that account, posting all the evidence he had collected. Looking at the 99+ new message notifications constantly appearing, Sam had a determined feeling in his heart when facing the raging tsunami. Fortunately, netizens were all very understanding. They saw the undeniable evidence, knew they had been used by Jake. The comments were all scolding Jake, and some were sighing about how good a person Lily was. Lily's fan count increased again. Jake was unwilling to accept defeat, saying that afterwards his family went bankrupt, he had to work as a factory worker, and accidentally his left hand was cut off by a machine. That factory was owned by the Lily family. It was Lily who harmed him like this. But at this time, no one believed him anymore. Moreover, the video of the accident that day was also leaked. It was indeed due to his own misoperation. Netizens didn't sympathize with him at all. On the contrary, they ridiculed him, saying, "You reap what you sow." Not long after, Jake received a lawsuit from Lily. The words he said had been fabricated, slandering others. He would definitely be imprisoned. After longing for so many years, the trajectories of Sam's and Lily's lives, originally diverging, finally had an intersection point. But now, everything should all return to the original trajectory. In the future, perhaps there would be no more chances to talk to her anymore. Instantly, Sam felt both sadness and luck in his heart. At least in this matter, he hadn't hindered Lily. Suddenly, that online friend on one messaged him again. He asked Sam, "Are you free tomorrow? Can I come find you?" Sam wasn't averse to meeting online friends, but thinking for a moment, he still said to him, "Sorry, I have something to do tomorrow." "What is it? Dating?" "Currently, I have no car, no house, but the requirement for the man is to have a monthly salary of $5,000 and a betrothal gift of $300,000. The requirement for the future husband is to be considerate and gentle, not to let me do housework after marriage, and after marriage, I will bring my mother to live with us." The matchmaker sitting opposite Sam was talking nonstop about her requirements. Sam was quite helpless. It seemed the person his mother introduced was not very good. Suddenly, a familiar voice interjected, "Excuse me, she doesn't fancy you." Sam looked at the person who suddenly appeared beside him, feeling like he was dreaming. Lily? Wasn't she filming? Why was she here? No, why did she know he was here? Before he could recover, the matchmaker angrily stood up. "Based on what do you say she doesn't fancy me?" Lily said directly, "Even me, she doesn't fancy. Do you think you have hope?" The matchmaker raised her head to look, then lowered her head again, observing Lily from top to bottom. Seeing her perfect figure, all designer brands, noble temperament, she fell silent. Then Sam was pulled out of the door by her. Sam felt like her mood didn't seem very good. Sam also didn't know what to say and could only take her back to his home. He remembered the note and ring she mentioned in the interview. So who would she give it to? At this moment, Sam saw Lily's left hand twitch twice, saying, "The candy I left on the windowsill when I left. Did you get it?" Sam nodded. Then Lily looked at him intently, asking, "So, what do you say?" What could Sam say? Although so many years had passed, he still hadn't eaten it. But he looked at her, hesitatingly saying, "Thank you for the gift." Giving a gift to someone, surely you want to be thanked, right? Unexpectedly, hearing this sentence, Lily's eyes instantly dimmed. She pursed her lips, saying, "Consider this as you rejecting me then?" Now Sam was really stunned. What did this have to do with rejection? She stood up, her face inexplicably pale. Okay. So many years, consider it also having a result. She seemed to want to leave already. Sam didn't understand why he thanked her, but she reacted like this, like being hurt in her self-esteem. But she had already walked to the door. Due to walking too fast, she slipped out of Sam's hand. Back in high school, only Sam would throw tantrums at her like this. But she had never abandoned him and walked ahead of him. Sam suddenly got angry, went into the room, took out that sweet candy, and chased out, grabbing her hand, thump, putting the candy into her palm. "If you're like this, then you take this candy away. I don't need it anymore." As soon as he finished speaking, Sam regretted it. This was the only sweet candy Lily had given him. He had treasured it for over a decade. If this candy was taken away by her too, he wouldn't have any left. Unexpectedly, Lily looked at the sweet candy still in its wrapper in her hand, silent. Clearly, she had no expression, but Sam felt like she both wanted to cry and wanted to laugh. Helpless. "You've never opened it? If you open it, it won't be there anymore." She took a deep breath. "Open it now." Sam stared at the sweet candy wrapper, as if there was something terrifying inside. But it was just a little bigger and harder than a normal candy. That's all. He reached out, intending to tear open the wrapper. But at this moment, the phone suddenly rang. Sam went over to pick up the phone and found it was Kai messaging him. "Sam, I know who Lily is talking about. I said I remembered it right. I found it." Then he sent a photo. Kai in high school secretly brought his phone to school, very much liked to take photos of the scenery outside the window, so this photo was probably also taken by him casually. But the moment he saw the photo, Sam held his breath. Because in the bottom left corner was him dozing off, his arm resting on his shoulder, and Sam was putting the soda can keychain on his hand. At this moment, the memories of that year surged like a tsunami. The words Lily said in the program suddenly echoed in his ears. At that time, I thought, my hand is missing a real ring. In the future, I must let him personally put it on my hand. As long as he can put a ring on my finger, I will be able to keep him by my side for life. Therefore, Sam's steps uncontrollably moved towards Lily, his eyes looking at the sweet candy in her hand. He didn't know how he tore open the wrapper. It seemed Lily grabbed his hand and did it. Anyway, after tearing it open, inside there was no candy, only a ring and a small piece of paper. On it was written, "I like you. You must personally put it on me." My newly acquainted girlfriend had to leave home for work. Luckily, she would be back today, flight at 8 p.m. I went to the supermarket to buy groceries. Carrying too many bags, it wasn't convenient to hold everything. Suddenly, someone helped me. I said, "Thank you," turned my head, and was immediately stunned. Because even though she was wearing a mask and hat, I still recognized her at once. It was my girlfriend I hadn't seen for a long time, standing in front of me. Lily saw me stunned, her eyes flashing with a smile. "Let's go." She helped me carry quite a few things. Initially, I planned to walk home carrying the groceries. Unexpectedly, she drove over. She put the groceries in the car, told the driver my apartment address. Then the driver drove my shopping spoils away under my bewildered gaze. Wait. I intended to chase after, but my hat was pulled back from behind. Lily said, "Relax, that's my assistant. He'll take the groceries home for you safely." Only now was I relieved and nodded. "So what do we do now?" Lily took my hand, winking, "Stroll around." I felt her fingers interlock with mine, 10 fingers intertwined. My heart also gradually calmed down. Living in this city for over 10 years, I had never felt so relaxed and comfortable as today. On the road, a flash of paparazzi lights shone, pointed at Lily. It seemed to be reporters. I intended to let go of her hand, but Lily held on even tighter and even waved at the paparazzi secretly taking photos. She teased, "What are you afraid of? Everyone knows anyway." My hand unconsciously twitched twice. That kiss, after I put the ring on Lily's finger, she immediately held my hand and posted on WA with the caption, "I've worn it." The movie queen publicly announced her relationship. For the entertainment industry, it was no different from an earthquake. Netizens discussed it heatedly, but most people still sent blessings. Recently, I read a lot of posts online. Jake was sentenced to 10 years in prison. He, in order to get a reduced sentence, was constantly collecting evidence of that year, planning to appeal, saying that the Lily family deliberately damaged the machinery, causing his hand to be cut off. Thinking for a moment, I still couldn't help but ask the question buried in my heart for a long time. Jake's hand being cut off by the machine, was that an accident? After all, there were quite a few netizens commenting, suspecting it was a conspiracy. Otherwise, why would it be such a coincidence? Hearing this sentence, Lily looked at me and chuckled. It was an accident. I breathed a sigh of relief. Unexpectedly, she continued to say, "Your girlfriend has the ability to make any accident happen." After speaking, she gently squeezed my hand. I suddenly felt darkness before my eyes. It turned out she had pulled my hat down. The autumn wind blowing at this time suddenly became cold. Standing beside her, suddenly, I was no longer afraid of anything. I gently held her hand back. "Lily, thank you. Thank you for doing everything for me." My unrequited love of so many years, unexpectedly, also had a result. Paparazzi lights, the cheers of fans, gorgeous dresses, prestigious awards, that was the life people usually saw of Lily. The famous movie queen, the dream lover of countless people. But behind the halo, she was also just an ordinary woman with simple hobbies and a desire for love. And I, fortunately, was the one who was loved and shared everyday life with her. Our apartment wasn't too spacious, but it was always filled with laughter. Lily didn't like living in luxurious villas. She said it was too empty and lacked warmth there. She liked to cook herself, preparing a table of dishes. Although sometimes the food was a bit burnt, I still ate it deliciously, because it was her love. In the evenings, we would often watch movies together, play games, or simply lie in each other's arms chatting. Lily liked to lean on my shoulder, telling me the joys and sorrows of the day, the pressures at work. I would just silently listen, occasionally interjecting a few words of comfort and encouragement. At that moment, I felt like I was truly her solid anchor. Lily really liked to tease me. She would often hide sweet candies everywhere in the house, then pretend to be surprised when I found them. She said watching me anxiously search for candy was very cute. Sometimes, she would even imitate Jake's voice, making me both angry and amused. Once, Lily received a movie script in which there was a quite passionate kissing scene. She worriedly asked me, "Are you jealous?" I smiled and kissed her forehead. "You are a professional actress. I trust you." Lily breathed a sigh of relief, then tiptoed and kissed my lips. "Thank you. I love you the most." Our life wasn't always smooth sailing. Sometimes, Lily would encounter malicious comments online, false rumors. At that time, she would often silently withdraw into herself. I could only hug her in my arms, comforting and encouraging her. I knew she was stronger than I thought, but she also needed a shoulder to lean on. Lily loved my mother very much. She would often visit my mother, chat with her, buy her gifts. My mother also really liked Lily, saying she was a good and filial girl. Seeing the two most important women in my life getting along harmoniously, I felt extremely happy. I knew our life wasn't like ordinary couples. We had to face a lot of pressure, a lot of gossip. But I believed our love was strong enough to overcome everything. I would always be by Lily's side, being her solid anchor, building a happy home with her. Because Lily wasn't just a famous movie queen, she was also my lover, my life partner, the woman I loved most in the world.